Hey guys and gals, and welcome back to Crozy with me, Crozy. And I am back with my 7th favourite person in the world. What? That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want to be in the top 3?
No,
right.
not bad. I can't complain.
That's not bad, is it? Top 7? Top 7's really good. But
It's really good.
I am here with the beautiful Francesca. She absolutely looks fantastic today. None of you are going to see this, but ha ha ha. So today, she's going to pose me a few questions. I hope she's been thinking about them. I hope she's got them ready. I hope she's ready to grill me because I think I deserve it. And I'm also going to pose her a few questions back. We'll talk, debate, find out how each other feel about the different subjects, and we'll go from there. We were still friends after the last one, and I'm hoping we'll still be friends after this one, isn't it, babe?
Yes, we are.
So let's do this. Right, gang, so here we are. She's already told me off a little bit before the podcast started. So,
Before I entered the door.
Yeah, that's it.
Already say something straight away.
But so without further ado, I always say that, without further ado. So yeah, I used to say without further ado because I couldn't pronounce it properly, and I quickly changed that because obviously you're not really allowed to mention the Jews, are you? You just get in trouble. Anyway, so Francesca, today is going to be your podcast, so to speak. You can ask me anything. Nothing is off the table. I will answer you as honestly as I possibly can. I will either answer you with fact. If it's the same way I feel, I won't offer you the way I feel. But if I will offer you fact, and if I feel differently, I will also offer you my feeling differently. So, what question, if any, did you want to pose to me today?
Let's say, do you have all the time a strong opinion about everything? That's what this look like. It's like, if I say something, you have an opinion about it, and it's so strong, and you really deep believe in what you say. And do you sometimes are you open-minded to change your opinion?
Yeah, I think to answer your question, I think it's yes to both. I think I do have strong opinions, but I'm not strongly opinionated about everything in regards to, there's only 4 or 5 subjects that I really, really trigger my goat. And that's because they're subjects that I see people living in or doing or partaking in, and they're not real. I don't see them as real. I don't see them as a legitimate thing in society that is kind of going on about. I've recently learned as a man how to express my feelings.
Yes.
Like for example, like I used to feel these things, but I never knew how to say them. Like for example, all the things that we talk about off the top of my head, I can't think of an example of a triggering opinion or something that.
It's a quite generic question as well. I didn't go in particular on anything. It might be difficult to answer because of course it depends by the topic.
Exactly that as well. And I also don't put too much personal on. Like if you look through my Facebook, through my Twitter, through my Instagram, for my personal ones, for example, which you would be part of, not the public ones, they're always slightly different, they're always fun and whatever. But my personal ones, for example, I don't share much about my boy. I don't share much about my daily life. I don't share much about my personal life, girlfriends, girls I'm seeing, dates I've been on. I don't share much about all of that. So for me to have opinions on at the outside in society, I think that's perfectly fine. And yeah, I word things in a way that trigger people. I've heard Andrew Tate say this, so I'll say it in a similar way because it helped me to understand the way that I say it. It doesn't matter if you say 2 + 2 is 4. 2 + 2 is 4. If you say 2 + 2 is fucking 4, it's still 4. Like, it doesn't matter the way you say stuff. As long as what you're saying is factual, why does it matter if you're saying it a little bit that might hurt somebody's feelings? Because the facts don't change no matter if I word it in if I word it as 2 loves 4, plus 4, they love each other so much still equals 4 that loves them both, that's still 4.
You will be great in my country. In this country there is a different way to express feeling and say things, even when someone need to ask you for a favor. It's just, you know, oh, today the weather is so good. By the way, you know, like you would be great in my country, actually. These things make sense to me.
Yeah, I think like, I just think like even go back 5-10 years ago. Like I look through like all of these things that are out there and that kind of, you know, trigger people and get things on, and all of this red pill society, this masculine, males are over masculine, all of this sort of stuff I've been posting since I was 18, 19, 20. I can express it better now in a way that kind of allows you even as a woman to accept it. Like there are fundamental things as a man I have to know. Like I have to understand you to be able to get a chance to do anything with you, to be able to do this podcast, to be able to be your friend, to be able to push that to another level, to be in a relationship with you, to fall in love with you, to marry you. On the basis level, you just have to look good. So it's fundamentally different for men, and I think men learning how to express their feelings and being able to say these things to women are important, because else what you get is anger. I think if you get a load of men who can express their feelings, even if they say fat people are gross, and not, oh, can't we all lose weight? That would be lovely. Even if they just turn around and say fat people are gross, disgusting animals or whatever, if that changes one person's life, is that really bad? Or is that a bad thing? At least they're expressing it. You know what I mean? As where you sometimes get men who meet people. Men are crazy. Like, you women are quite level-headed. I see it as that. Like, you're quite, you know, you have your ups and downs, and you have your emotional moments. But I think
it's called hormones.
Yeah, exactly, which is kind of out of your control. And in those times you can control that, you're generally quite level-headed. You're all quite the same, but you're all quite level-headed. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know if that's cleared much up. Yeah, like it's good to think. I think it's good to get people thinking. I think if you put everything in a nice way all the time, people don't really think about it. But I think if you say something triggering, it gets people to think about it from all angles.
Yeah, can be.
Yeah, like take fat models, for example. Like, there's no way that, for me, like, models...
Oh, I remember that post, yeah.
Yeah, you remember the post, and it triggered loads of people, and then loads of women jumped in on and went at me. And then one woman jumped on and agreed with me, they all settled down. It's hive mentality with you women. It's this weird hive mentality you've all got. If you read through the whole entire post, every single woman, it got so personal. One of them had to go at my son. They made it, and I turned around to her and I said, look, wind your neck in. Wind your fucking neck in, because the consequence would be different if you was a bloke right now. Because blokes know the boundaries. You women haven't got no boundaries with us men. And, like, you know what I mean? So, I would never say that to a bloke, because the consequence could be he could come up to my door and kick my head in. You women don't have that boundary. There's that so she brought this up, and I said, wind your neck in, love. Do you know what I mean? But there's no way to just take it back to the original point. There's no way in hell that fat women should be models. Just not because they're not beautiful, because they are beautiful, but models should be the best. Like, models, people who walk on the catwalk, should be like Premier League footballers. They should be the best looking women. They take care of themselves, they go to the gym, they're naturally pretty, they've worked hard at being a model, they've gone to shows, they've done ass end fucking shows when they were 15, 16, they put their fucking life into it, and they're good at it. It shouldn't just be, oh, body conscious fat bird, because there's other fat birds out there. So, it's just, I think that you should be able to say these things in any way that you want without being told that the facts aren't right. Because the facts aren't right. These people are dying. They are beautiful. There are some really beautiful fat birds out there. There are some beautiful birds out there I look at and I think, like, smash the fuck out.
It's like a ballerina can be, like, heavy for reason, you know, X reason.
This is it. And, like, don't get me wrong, if she's on the front cover of Fat Girls Monthly, brilliant. Put Fat Girls on the cover of Fat Girls Monthly, but don't put them in Vogue. Don't put them on Balenciaga. I can hate Balenciaga, but don't put them in Calvin Klein in the top brands, because it's disrespectful to the girls who have been doing it since they were 15 and put their life and soul into it. It really is. It's like me walking up to a professional football ground and saying, all you fit bastards don't deserve to do this. You know what I mean? I'm fatter than you lot. I want to be able to do it.
Do you think like wanted to put like this kind of model, like this kind of figure, just because they want to enlarge the, how do you say, they want to sell more anyway. Don't just to be restrictive to a certain kind of body.
You think it's a diversity thing? I don't. I think it's a McDonald's ploy. So
no,
McDonald's,
diversity is like to sell more.
I get you. So to sell
prices anyway
Vogue to
in
fat
every kind of
gangs.
field, in every kind of environment, and
Yeah.
probably model, this brand, they are struggling, and in somehow maybe they won't even reflect now a society, and they want to accept a little bit, more include more people.
Yeah.
But what's the difference for you, for example, if the model wasn't just fat but had, like, I don't know, was in the wheelchair, or not one leg, or was mutilated, or
Yeah, that person wouldn't be playing in the Premier League neither. That person in a wheelchair would not be playing in the Barclays Premier League or in Serie A or any of the top leagues in Europe. So that's the competition. You shit out of luck. That's the competition. If you're in, so what? If you're a really good-looking girl and you've got a wheelchair and you can't walk down a runway, guess what you ain't doing? Fucking runway modelling. Do you know why? Because you can't walk.
differently, but
Yeah, but
then
what? It's not that. See, obesity for me, like disability. If you're naturally born with a disability, say you're born something like that, or you're in the army, you're a woman in the army, and then you have your leg blown off, and then you want to become a model, and there should be a path for somebody to maybe do that. Do you know what I mean? That's fair enough. But obesity is an illness. Like somebody who's had a limb blown off, and as long as they're okay, they've had the wound. I don't want to see a girl with a gaping wound walking down a runway. I've literally had my leg blown off 2 seconds ago. In the same way, I don't want to see a fat bear, because that's an illness. It's bad, and I think selling. And I know the balance is shifting. And I'm saying this as a fat guy. Look at me, I'm not the slimmest guy in the world. I understand this, but I think that also gives me a bit of right to talk on it. And the fact that I lost 6.5 stone, I'm going on tangents, I know I go on tangents. The fact that I lost 6.5 stone, and I was bigger than I am now, thank you, is actually allows me to talk from that point of view. I should never have been in Sports Illustrated when I was that big. I shouldn't be in Sports Illustrated now. Not just because I'm bigger. It shouldn't be diversity. I want to sell Sports Illustrated to fat men. That isn't the way it should work. It shouldn't be a fairness thing. It should be a competition thing. The most beautiful women in the world should be on the most beautiful covers of things. Because else you're just all bog standard. You're all just bog standard. And also, I get what you're saying, comparing the disability one, but then again, no. Like, it's unfair as it is. Like to answer your question straight up, no, you shouldn't be in a wheelchair and be on the catwalk.
I think what is really matter for them is not like showing the perfection, but give like a message, like every artistic way. I think fashion is not just beauty and that's it. It's just give a message, and depends what you want to show, or when you want to give to people, the message can be like overweight,
Okay.
person, can be a person in a wheelchair, look like a united color of Benetton, so that all the time this like crazy posts, like with like all the strange models, and
Okay.
and I've been doing live for ages now.
Fair dues.
So just as well to give to the person a reaction, because probably at your podcast you ask attention,
Mm-hmm.
and people have a reaction when they see your post, or when they see your when they hear your show,
Okay.
and probably it could be even for them the same.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's also a like what I say on my show doesn't. It's not hurting anyone's health. I'm not sat here. If I was sat here doing smack right now, while saying all the stuff I'd say, you would say, "Dean, don't do smack right now." Why would we encourage obesity? People dying.
But maybe you never know what you encourage.
And I'm sorry.
Everything you do, everything you say in this world, like, you can get it wrong.
Yeah, but
Even
I'm sorry.
you think
I'm sorry.
with honestly, and you want to say nice things.
The amount that fast food chains pay these magazines is more than what fat people are buying these magazines. So, for example, like that fat bird in Vogue, you walk down and she was on the cover of Vogue or whatever. McDonald's, KFC, Subway, whatever it might be, are paying more money to be in that magazine than that bird is getting sales for being fat.
This is
So
another thing.
So it's a catch-22. It's a poison.
This is another thing. I think
it's not diverse.
This is separate. Like, I remember it was a long time ago in USA.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can say the company, like it's Coca-Cola.
Yeah, yeah.
Who pay like all the doctor to say it doesn't matter how much how many calories you get it from what. You know, like, it doesn't matter like if you drink like 1 bottle of Coke, just stay within the calories.
Yep, that's exactly it. And show me, and actually, I'll pose you a question. Show me a place in society that encourages fat men. Show me.
I don't know.
There's nowhere in the world.
No clue.
Men don't look up to any fat men, do they? Think about everything that men look up to: football, UFC, boxing, all of the fittest, strongest, best men in the world. There's no big fat lumps out here that anybody's looking up to.
I think for men, it's not about appearance. For men, it's more
exactly
oriented in money.
Exactly.
Cars,
so women should care
luxury,
more.
You know, like, it's more about that kind of fit. You know,
Exactly.
because women look beauty.
Yeah, so we shouldn't be encouraging for
money.
fat bitches. So if it's all about beauty for women, why are we encouraging fat bitches but not encouraging fat boys?
It's not like
It's because women buy more. That's
yes.
why it is. It's because you're the biggest consumers on the planet.
Yes.
So they want to advertise to those people to maybe like get them to buy Vogue, but it's not that. They're the biggest consumers on the planet, so it's the biggest place to put advertising.
Have a look every shops, like, even, you know, I love shopping to Zara all the time, like 2 floors for women and men in some time, like a tiny corner with kids together.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like,
yeah,
yes,
that's it.
This is true.
That's it. And if you look at men's shops as well, they're smelly, dark, dingy. Do you know what I mean? Like shops that are for men. Do you know what I mean? Specifically, and they're like sports shops and game. And they're not many like for men shops. You know what I mean? Men don't really care. You got Top Man and stuff like that. Men don't really enjoy that kind. Women are the biggest consumers, so it makes sense for the biggest people, where everybody buys fast food anyway. It's one of the biggest industries in the world. It's actually probably bigger than the fashion industry. The fast food industry is probably bigger than the fashion industry. So it makes sense for McDonald's to plunge money and encourage this, because heavy people eat McDonald's. So it's a vicious circle that everybody's in. And so it takes people like me to come out and say, "Oi, fatties, fucking stop it." And it's simple, and you know it. It's calories in versus calories out. There's no other reason. If you put people on desert islands, they don't die fat.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They don't.
That's true, no.
They don't. Nobody dies fat. Their body will eat all of their fat first before they die. Well, actually, fat people will live longer on a desert island than you. For example, I won't use me because I'm a bit chub at the minute, but for you, example, you know what I mean? The fat girl, if you both landed on a desert island, she'd live a bit longer than you. Depended. If she did the same shit, so if you went, you know what I mean? If you did because you'd be able to climb the coconut tree, she wouldn't be able to climb the tree, would she? So you'd be fucking drinking coconuts, going, got it, fatty. Lucky, you can't climb the tree. Got a bit carried away then.
Yeah.
You and the fat girl
you can
on the
write
desert
it
island.
down a book.
Right, I've got a question for you, which is kind of on a similar subject. It's not on a similar subject, but a slightly different subject. But it's off of something I said to a little while ago, and she rang me the other night and was like, "You're right." I was like, "What do you mean I'm right? I'm always right. What am I right about now?"
Yeah, this is my question answer. You always have strong opinion. It's always right.
And yeah, do you think men and women can be 100% platonic friends?
This is a big question.
It is.
No.
No, fair enough. Okay, then why?
It can be but it will be always there, that tension in somehow. Even nothing will happen, but it will be all the time a kind of tension that you don't have with another woman.
Okay.
It makes sense. Even like a healthy and kind of innocent flirting.
I get you. Yeah.
It will always be there.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, and there's no. You think about like your friendships with women and men's friendships with men. There's no flirting.
That's the answer that you were expecting?
No, not really. No, not really. A lot of women do think that men and women can be 100% platonic friends. I don't think it's true. I don't think that's women's fault. I actually do think that that's a man's fault. I think we're not programmed to be your friends.
Probably that's something I learned with the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's something, my experience.
I got a sneaky feeling it's what my because they had been friends for numerous years as well. It wasn't like it was just a new friendship. They'd been friends for numerous years. And I don't want to go into her story, so I'm not going to not tell too much. After numerous years, he admitted that he liked her and would like to take it to another level. And she kind of just sort of she's in a weird place herself, so she was like, no, I can't do that. This is what she told me, and then she rang me and said, you were right. Yeah. I do not believe women and men can be 100% platonic friends. I think it's a benefit to women. I don't see women's friendship as a benefit to men. Really, I don't see what you bring to the table. in a friendship
What
way.
do you mean? What you would like to be brought on the table? What do you think?
Like, for example, like men bring, like, as a friendship, like if you've
Yeah.
got a man who's like your best friend, you know he's
Yeah.
going to bring you some security, he's going to bring you a laugh, he'll probably bring a takeaway every now and again, he'll you know, he's gonna help you put up shelves, he's gonna help you paint the walls if you need to, he'll help you fix your car, you know what I mean, he'll do all the things that
all the practical things, yes.
yeah, all the practical things and all of those kind of things. He'll offer you good advice. He'll offer you the way men see it. He'll offer you honest advice. He'll offer you sometimes strange advice because he'll always be wanting to get in your knickers. Some of that advice you'll be like, well, that counteracts the advice you gave me a week ago, because he'll have sat on it and gone, why did I say that for? Yeah, I'm never going to shag her if I keep giving her good advice.
What you want me to bring on the table? Like,
Oh.
if we were like just, you know,
Yeah.
friend and, you know.
And I don't get what women bring, yeah. What do women bring? So if men bring all of those things, what do women bring? What do
don't
you bring
know.
as a friend to the table?
Why, like a person who can hear, a
Okay.
person who can be there when you know, who can listen, probably.
Yeah. But then that's
Care,
some empathy, some love.
empathy for sure.
Yeah.
All the woman things.
But that's the kind of thing you should be offering to a bloke, not to your friends. Innit? Really, those things that you just said are what you would offer to your man, really. Like, for example, if you had a friend, if you were best mates in the world, me and you, we talked every day, went for coffee 5 times a week, blah, 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 whatever. And then you met a guy, you didn't, none of that, all of that would stop. It would stop instantly.
I always do things for my friends. It doesn't matter man or woman. Like, for example, if someone is ill, I offer me even as well, like, to cook or to bring something. I'm doing shopping. Do you need anything? And it's the same for women.
Yeah, that's fair.
You
If
know,
someone wants to do a
like,
podcast.
Yeah, if someone wants to do a podcast, you know, I just find 5 minutes of my time and, you know,
Yeah, I understand that.
I
But,
feel like, why not?
but all those practical things that men bring.
And I'm a nurse, remember, you know, I can't say no.
Yeah, that's fair
You
enough.
know, I'm
Programmed
I have
that way.
empathy. Yeah, exactly. I'm programmed to help people. It doesn't matter what. Maybe I can't repair your car,
No.
but you know, I'm the one who gives you the advice for the table there. You know, I take this off. This
Yeah,
is
take your shelf
practical.
off. Yeah, that's true.
You know, sometimes
Yeah, that's true. But that's like for example, like,
depends as well from people's experience. I have a friend who was really overstressed from work, and he came to me to ask advice, like, you
Silly.
know,
so men
silly.
should,
But he did.
silly
He
though.
did.
Men should never get advice from women.
And I get the right point, you know, like, it wasn't stressful work. I said, like, probably you have something going on that is not going on okay
Yeah.
outside your work life.
Did you?
And it was okay.
you
It was that one.
you
It was that one the reason.
Didn't just give him a blowjob. Really,
What?
that would have solved. If he's stressed at work, right, and he's just honestly,
Maybe that's what he needs.
that's exactly.
Maybe
I'm
that's what
stressed.
he needs. It's not going to get from me, of course, but,
You're letting
you
us-
know,
Pointless.
I give you the advice to,
But
find,
men-
to go out your work and
but-
find something.
But
you
you're
know?
also, you have the privilege of, like, you've got pretty girl privilege. Let's not sit about and not deny that. Let's not.
What's the good privilege?
Pretty
for
girl
you?
privilege.
Me,
Yeah, you got pretty girl.
personally.
Yes, you got pretty girl privilege. Whether you like to admit it or not, you're a very good-looking woman. So men will want to be your friends. You probably have more male friends than an ugly girl. If you notice this, hot girls have lots of friends like brothers. They're always like a brother to me. Ugly girls don't. You know your ugliest mate? Think about your ugliest mate that you know. The ugliest girl that you know. The fucking you know some
It
ugly
doesn't
girls.
come to my mind.
But think about it. She's got no male mates. She's got the odd guy who might slide into her DM to try and fuck her in and out. But she hasn't got a queue of male friends wanting to help her and do podcasts with her and go for lunch and go for coffee. Actually, think about it. She hasn't. She hasn't. Because blokes don't roll like that. Why would we waste our time with a female, being friends with a female when you don't bring a lot to the table? Nothing that I couldn't go, just everything you offered isn't anything I couldn't go get from a male friend. Everything that you said I could go get from a male friend.
Yeah, can
Right.
be.
Everything you got, I offered, I said, probably couldn't get from a female friend. You'd be in the same boat. You know what I mean? Someone robbed
I never thought about them.
yeah.
For this, I like to have different kind of friends.
And it's a shame for blokes, really, because blokes get left in the friend zone because you're pretty. And there's loads of blokes out there that would love to date you, fuck you, whatever
Yeah,
it
this
could
is
be.
the reason
Spend
I'm
time
single,
with
yes.
you. Spend
This
time
is
with
the
you.
reason I'm
It is.
single.
It is. You're
Because I love
no, you're totally single out of
plenty
choice.
of man, plenty. Let's talk about this topic.
No, you're totally
now.
single out of choice. You're totally single out of choice. Take the oldest friend you know, text him tonight. Text him tonight and say, I want to go on a date. I bet you any money he's been waiting years for it. And he's probably one of the best guys you know. He's loyal, he's been around for years, he treats you nice, he talks to you fine. Why don't you date him?
Let me know what it is.
What's that?
Let me know what it is. This guy treat me nice and everything.
Yeah, but you must have guy friends who are like that. You must have a guy friend who you know. He might be married or whatever.
Yeah, but it's just like there's more than one things you need. You know, you need attraction. You need I think most of the things you need attraction in somehow. You know, it's just not like you tick all my boxes and it's gonna be okay.